right here is sort of our chief, I would say perhaps our chief and most important conservation effort, and that's managing our composting toilet.
Well, this is the collector bin where people poop, and every day we take it out, pull it out just like this, and stir it all up.
And homogenize, mix it with bark, make sure that it's a good consistency.
So when it's fresh, it takes up a lot of volume that it doesn't need to take up. So kind of mixing it in makes up large chunks and starts the actually aeration and composting process.
And then once it fills up,
Actually, when it's overflowing, not just filled up,
and then we have to do what's called a run, and so that's what I'm working on right now.
you remove it all step by step into this guy here.
Take one pitchfork full from the collector, drop it on top.
And when we do this, we're adding fresh bark that we've flown up and bigger chips that have already gone through the system.
I usually do about 2 handfuls of new bark and 1 handful of old bark, create a nice little bed.
One pitchfork full at a time.
Pitchfork full by pitchfork full.
Scoopful by scoopful, and add it into our mixing bin.
Chop it up with a bunch of bark until we have not barky poop, but poopy bark.
I've been at it for about 4-5 hours.
The bigger the clump, the less surface area to volume ratio. We want that surface area for the microbes to be able to latch onto and do their thing.
And transfer it from there where we mash it all up and then put it into the first bin.
In bin number 1, and that's where the magic happens.
So we'll put the mix in here, let it sit. It will reach temperature between 100 and 150.
Get up to 130, 140, 150 if you really know what you're doing.
The heat will kill off all the bacteria that we don't like. When it starts getting not as hot, you'll flip it so the outsides go in and the insides out to make sure they are composting as well.
And then after that, a couple days later, it'll start to cool back down.
And once it drops down below 100, we'll flip it into this bin.
Move bin 1 to bin 2.
The same thing will happen. It'll start to creep back up again.
Not quite as high, maybe 120, 130.
We flip it once in bin 2, then we'll move it to bin 3, and then when we're done with 3, we take it and split it between these 2 drying and sifting racks here. We let it dry for a little bit, and then we do my favorite part, sifting, where you take the shovel and you just run all the compost over the sifting rack, and all the little chunks will fall through, like this stuff right here. Nice soil to return back to the forest floor, and all the big chunks stay up, and those all get rebagged so that we can use later in the next run.
You distribute all this part back into the woods, and all the bigger pieces that stay up on top are the ones we rebag and then shove right back into the system to be used again.
And then we put it into a bucket and we take it out into the forest, a good distance away, and spritz it around like poop fairies.
What are common things that you find in privies?
A lot of wet wipes.
Baby wipes.
Baby wipes?
Baby wipes.
So many baby wipes, a whole lot of tampons, underwear every time, at least 1 pair.
Underwear, I've seen a lot.
There's certainly been, underwear and socks.
I find a lot of boxers.
And then just a lot of trash, like food that people don't want to pack out. I saw a nice ripe banana in there the other day, which I was pretty mad about, but...
Did you eat it?
No, I did not eat that. So these are all wet wipes. And we got some tampon wrappers, some sort of bag, tampon applicators. I always try to discourage people to use wet wipes, and if they are going to use them, to pack them out and not leave them for me to pack out.
Do you enjoy the work?
You have to enjoy it to some extent
Why do it?
because it has to be done, and it's the best way to do it.
In here?
Yeah.
Well, they throw lots of things. They should throw nothing but wood chips and toilet paper, but
And getting a nice poop to bark ratio. And poop to t-shirt and underwear ratio. Just trying to find a good balance.
How many runs do you think you've done?
Good question. Probably over 20, I guess.
Over 20 runs.
Maybe.
People, yeah. My one word, not even an article. Just people. I like the variety. I love like when families come up here. It's their first time hiking.
I then bring it into here, add a bunch of bark, goes to bin 2, bin 3. After it heats up to 140 degrees, I put it on these racks here, sift it through.
I think I like seeing it go from poop to dirt. I like that something so gross becomes something that trees grow out of.
It's a nearly closed loop cycle, and it's pretty awesome, sort of from a science standpoint, to see how fast we're able to push all this through and get it back and